G'day.
Hello there.
I'm Aussie Robbo.
I'm English Jen.
And welcome to a new episode where we're going to hit Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, we're going to try and hit Hollywood Studios hard. It's a busy Saturday, it's a warm one. We're going to be combining DAS Pass that I use for my legs and also cross it over with Genie Plus to see if we can use the stack system that has been so talked about. It's quite complicated, but hopefully we'll get it sorted. But first things first, Joffrey's coffee, donuts, what you got?
Apple fritter as always.
Apple fritter as always. And we're going to get the Skyliner straight there. See you soon.
So all the parks have security when you have to get through. Just a little tip, we've been stopped quite a few times and they're always checking our bags and stuff, but they've told us a few times if you separate or if you hold your camera out separately or your bag out separately, there's less of a chance of getting stopped.
She described it really well. She said, hold it out like you're holding a lightsaber. So anybody who watches Drag Race, there's something like, there's a habit I've picked up from Blair Sinclair, which is, I don't know why, but I find it hilarious myself personally, is she was told to be cold, so she did the shiver thing, and then for some reason she went, shh, and it's just stuck with me, I don't know why.
So he asked us to do this like weird shivering thing when we were taking the photos. And I'm assuming because it's winter, even though it's 27 degrees today in Florida, so I'm assuming there's an effect going to be going on it.
Possibly. But it's like a snowy lake kind of thing going on with Gertie. Oh, no, it's actually pretty quiet in the main part. It's really weird. Feels like a false sense of security.
Well, all the rides are going to be packed out, but
it's a definite false sense of security. We're walking around the lake and
so is the Disney Duck. Going for the popcorn. Get some breakfast popcorn.
Which we haven't actually had any of us ourselves yet.
Look,
we might try the Mini. Yeah, let's stalk Mini. So, for the first time this vacation, we're actually doing Muppets 3D. I've got the appropriate... just came out of our first attraction of the day, which is Muppets 3D. It's been a while. It's nice to revisit. One tip I will give you is don't rush to it. If you don't want to be standing around for ages, don't rush to it because there is a very long pre-show, which does drag out a bit, especially if you've seen it before. But the seats, basically, usually this will tell you to go right down to the end. In this occasion, because of there was quite a few people, but it was enough to sort of spread out in the middle. So good seats. I really enjoyed it. I always enjoy it. It's Muppets. But there's lots of things I forget about, the little details. The disappointing part is when we came out, the Muppet store is no longer open. Neither is the Christmas store, which is across from the Muppet store. And Disney Plus have just had a really successful show with the Muppets doing Haunted Mansion. Why not just deck it out? Why not make Rob was suggesting the same, it's like, why not deck it out with making a Muppet? I've done that before in New York, where you used to have a Making Muppet store, and it was in F.O. Schwartz, and I made a couple, and it was one of the best experiences ever. Do that, you get the money in. You're making droids, make Muppets.
Yeah, so very enjoyable. We've seen it a few times now, but haven't seen it in a while, obviously. And I remember the squirty water bit. It goes on for longer than I remember, but very enjoyable. It definitely needs that merchandise store. I was hoping to see some Muppets merch. I was hoping to get a Pepe Prawn, which is never going to be there, but I was hoping there might be one in there.
Okay.
But yeah, now we're going to go into something a bit more exciting. We're going to go to Star Tours.
So today we're using Genie Plus properly for the first time. We have dabbled in it, but this is like our proper first, like we're using for the whole day. One of the things you are supposedly able to do is stack. So it works a bit like this. When you wake up, you get your Genie Plus, you book your first experience. If there's a 2-hour gap, when that first experience comes around, if it's been 2 hours between when you booked it and when that first experience is happening, you basically can stack and book another. Once you've been on the ride that you've booked originally, you can then get another experience. Let's try it. So we've got Star Tours, which was 10:05 to 11:05. That meant we booked it at 9, so 2 hours later, at 11 o'clock, we should be able to stack it. So let's have a look. My Genie Day. Let's see what's available. Let's have a rock and roller coaster. Let's see what that's giving us. Whoa, 405. Maybe not. Let's find something a bit closer. Indiana Jones. No, 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 no. So, we could book Toy Story Mania at 105. We could do Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Alien Swirling Saucers, first time in forever. So you do get slim pickings at this time of day. It's coming towards, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm expecting that. Let's try, we can actually try the Indiana Jones, I guess. Yes. That's a short period. 11:30 to 11:45. Yeah, so it's letting us stack it. So that's Indiana Jones booked now for 11:30 to 11:45 we can arrive. Now we go on Star Tours. That will then redeem our first experience that we've got for Genie Plus. And then we should be able to book another experience.
Right, we just got Star Tours. What do you think?
They definitely seem to be concentrating on the sequel trilogy because we're doing it 4 or 5 times now over this last week or so.
Yeah.
And every time we're getting sequel trilogy content.
It's been so long. I can't actually remember the old ones now. Anyway, to be honest,
I think there's Gungans. There's the pod racing thing.
There used to be Tatooine where you landed on the ice and then you fell and you slid. That's all I remember about that one. But yeah, I can't remember any of the old stuff now because it's just been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah.
And then someone did take a photo while it was going as well, which created a huge flash.
Photo, yeah.
Yeah, that was really bad. But otherwise, the ride was very enjoyable.
Everyone's cheering. But all in all, really good ride. Now,
off to Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones Adventure. Yeah.
So we just got out of Indiana Jones. What did you think?
Yeah, so it's the new Indiana Jones experience that's spectacular. So it's slightly adjusted since it was closed for COVID. So there's now more female stunt performers. There's more tumble acts, so like the acrobats. But most noticeable is they don't have the move forward if you don't want to have a spoiler for the original show. They used to have a thing where you'd have like a lineup of audience members, and basically the audience members were fake, and one of them would get punched out. So when they do the demonstration of fighting, stunt fighting, one of them accidentally gets punched out. So I kind of missed that. They've still got an element that talks about it and sort of covers it, but I do kind of miss that kind of surprise of thinking that it's an audience member being punched in the face. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's cool when it's going. It takes a long time between setups, and they do this whole comedy routine and talking about films and stuff, and it kind of slows it down for me. And yeah,
great technical stuff that goes on in front of your eyes. The set pieces are amazing as ever, but for us, it's a one-time per trip only, maybe.
I don't feel the need to do it for a while.
Long while. So we've seen it, we've done it, but it is nice to revisit it after so long. What next? Do you think we'll finally go to the Tower of Terror? Yay! Yeah, it's longest I think I've seen it for a whole week. It's 140.
Gears, you just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
So it's been a few days since we've been on that ride. The wait time is huge, so we've managed to get on like a 2-hour wait. But yeah, it was fun, really fun. I love that kind of. I love the kind of fake out at the end. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but there's a fake out at the end. But yeah, it was a good crew to be with, no issues, just real good giggle.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It seemed a lot quicker than it was the previous time, but yeah, no, very enjoyable. I actually held onto the rail because I felt like it was going a bit more extreme this time for some reason. Yeah, I felt like I was getting a lot more airtime than the last time we did it. So
if you're collecting the 50th anniversary gold medallions, which are little coins, we've had some already. On Tower of Terror, as you get off, before you enter the shop, it's on your left-hand side, and simply you can pay for. They're at $5 each, or you can get 4 for $15. So on this one, we've got Cogsworth, Goofy, I can't remember his name, the little fire lizard thing from Frozen 2, and BB-8. Now, bear in mind, the 4 for $15, you can pick any 4, so it lets you select repeatedly the same one if you want to, which I probably will do for this one. Let's go for 4.
Oh, imagine it's just a photo of the bull's hat.
Okay, so we've got 4 to pick, so I'll do 2 Goofies, 1 BB-8, and 1 Cogsworth. And there they all are. They all have the Mickey 50. So we're using Genie Plus today, as we mentioned before, and it's very frustrating. So it's now 1:30. Basically, if you go through what's available, there's either things that are taken off the board, or you're talking any of the popular rides, or even mediocre popular rides. Like Millennium Falcon is going to be in the evening now. You sometimes will fake you out. It'll give you a time, and then when you click on it, it'll take you, like say 1:30, and then you click on it, it'll go to like 8:30 in the evening. So, in all honesty, I can't justify or recommend Genie Plus at the moment if you're not entering the park from rope drop onwards. Sadly, hopefully they sort it out. But the fast pass system used to be a lot better.
So we're about to do our last ride before we head on lunch.
Let's get competitive. We're doing Story Mania. Do you think you'll beat me this time?
I don't really care.
He does. He does really.
You just cheat so much that you're.
How do I cheat? Tell me how I cheat.
So we just got off Toy Story Mania.
And so that ends our day. We had a really good match there. You won.
I did win. I changed my tactics, went higher.
By punching me and knocking me out at the start.
I aimed a lot higher, and I actually aimed for your side sometimes as well, just to take some of those out.
But yeah, so we've had a busy morning here at Hollywood Studios. Overall, a good morning. However, Genie Plus, we would not recommend Lucerie unless you get here at the start of the day. We're now going to be going off for lunch, and we've decided to do a last-minute booking at the Brown Derby and try their lunch menu rather than a dinner, which we did in our first ever series. So please join us.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'd love to see all your comments down below. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.